New ground rule I have put in. If at any time during the interview Mr. Trump feels he is being treated unfairly, he has been asked by me to say that. We will give Hillary Clinton the same courtesy should she decide to talk with us. So, joining us now from Dallas is Donald Trump. All right, first of all, you tweeted today, "It is so nice that the shackles have been taken off me and I can now fight for America the way I want to." What exactly does that mean?
Well, we've been having a problem. We have millions and millions of followers. We set records in the primaries. We have a group of people that want to see America be great again. And Paul Ryan, you know, open borders and amnesty and lots of other, and bad budgets, by the way, very, very bad budgets. Frankly, the only one that Obama negotiates well with is Paul Ryan with the budgets, because that's the only negotiation he can win. He certainly can't beat Iran.
What shackles did you have on?
So, Paul, the shackles are some of the establishment people that are weak and ineffective people within the Republican Party, senators and others, and Paul Ryan, led to a certain extent by Paul Ryan.
They were holding you back?
Being nasty to the nominee.
They were holding you
back? Not a question holding back, no, but they're not giving support. They don't give the kind of support. You know, we got more votes, more than 14 million votes, more than anybody in the history of the Republican primaries, Bill. And they don't give the support that we really need.
Okay,
now,
but I'm still confused.
I think I'm better off maybe without their support if you want to know the truth.
You might be, but I'm still confused. You say, okay, the shackles are off, and now I can really do what I want. I mean, what are you going to do that you haven't done? I mean, are you going to be more outspoken?
I don't think I'm that outspoken, to be honest with you, Bill. I think I'm not outspoken at all. No, I don't think. I think I've been very nice.
Well, it's not about being nice. I didn't say you weren't nice. I'm saying you're about as blunt as they come in political circles. That's why you won the primary.
I don't think so. Look,
no.
I went to Ivy League schools. I went, you know, I mean, I'm not.
So did I. And look at the big mouth on me.
I think I know, and look how we turned out.
Okay.
But the fact is that I think we should get support, and we don't get the support from guys like Paul Ryan. He had a conference call yesterday with congressmen, with hundreds of them, and they practically rioted against him on the phone. One person stuck up for him. So I'm just tired of non-support, and I don't really want to support. You know, if he calls now and wants to, this happens all the time. If you sneeze, he calls up and announces. Isn't that a terrible thing? So look, I don't want his support. I don't care about his support. What I want to do is I want to win for the people, because Hillary Clinton, she is a disaster. She is a disaster. And 4 more years of Obama, which will be worse than Obama, but 4 more years of Obama through Hillary Clinton, this country can't take it.
All right, I think you've gotten that point across. I think we all know that. So I want to go forward. I want to see what your forward strategy is. 4 weeks from today, we'll all be voting. You're about 6 or 7% down in the polling now. That's what's trickling out. Certainly you could win. I think everybody who's fair, you could win, but you're behind. So let's start with risk assessment. Have you assessed how you're going to win back women who were offended by the recent exposition from Access Hollywood? Have you a plan to get those women back?
Well, first of all, locker room talk, and most people have heard it before, and I've had a lot of women come up to me and said, boy, I've heard that, and I've heard a lot worse than that over my life. And, you know, if that's why I'm going to lose an election, to get rid of ISIS and to create strong borders and rebuild our military and do all the things we're going to do, including Supreme Court judges and saving the Second Amendment because it's under siege with Hillary Clinton, or as I call her, Crooked Hillary, which is what she is. If that's what's going to take to lose an election, that would be pretty sad. Then I have to go back to my other life. But I'll tell you what, I think we're going to win the election, Bill. I think we're going to win the election. People are tired. People are tired of Obama, and they're tired of Clinton.
Okay, you're going to stay the course of what you've been doing. You're not going to add anything new, any targeting commercials, any special speeches?
We already have one. No, we have a great commercial that went out today. I'm right now in Dallas, Texas. I'm flying to Panama City, Florida in just a little while, as soon as I'm finished with this. And we're doing a speech, and we have thousands and thousands of people. I noticed where Hillary is doing a speech someplace in Florida, she's got a small crowd, and they're making it like it's a big crowd. I had 20,000 people last night. Nobody talks about that. They just say Donald Trump spoke. So it's a very unfair press. But one thing I'll say about you, you agree that I've been treated unfairly by the press.
In some cases you have been, but in some cases you're too sensitive. But if you are treated unfairly, and we do have a talking points memo tomorrow that will prove some of that, and you'll be very interested to see what we've come up with. But let's, again, women are the key to this. You're winning with men, all right? And I think you will continue to win with men. But women, you're behind.
With men big.
But you're behind with women. Are you going to target...
I'm not sure I believe it.
Whether you believe it or not,
sure
that's what the polling says.
Yeah.
Do you have any plan to speak to women directly or to target them with ads or anything like that?
I do, but what women want, we do the child care program that really Ivanka wanted very, very much. My daughter Ivanka wanted it. I agreed with her 100%. But what women want is they want secure borders. They want safety. They want law and order. They want, they want a police department that's allowed to do its job. They want justice for all. They want a lot of things that everybody else wants, and Hillary Clinton can't do it. She's been doing this stuff for 30 years, and she's failed every single time. I mean, you look at her tenure in New York State, it was a disaster. She's failed at everything she's ever done, including, by the way, ISIS. She created ISIS in a sense because of the vacuum left by the way they got out of the war.
Yeah, it was an Obama policy, but remember, it's when you're Secretary of State, I'm not making excuses. You're working for the boss. So now you are a man.
Bill,
let's get back to
hold it, Bill.
Yes.
You said I could interrupt.
Yes,
okay,
go
just
ahead.
one time.
Yeah.
I hope to not do it again. Just so you understand, there was no ISIS when Hillary Clinton came along.
Of course, I understand that.
The way they got out of Iraq, so there was no ISIS, so there were no countries. Now they're in 32 countries all over the world, including, by the way, the United States big league.
She
has them coming in. No, it's also on her. She was Secretary of State.
A little bit, but if you get elected president, you're going to tell your Secretary of State what to do, and they'll do it or you fire them. But I want to get back to
Bill, she was there at the beginning. She was there at the proud birth of ISIS. I'm sure she was very proud of it.
Well, she screwed up Libya, too.
Nothing.
So she screwed up Libya
was her baby all the way. She screwed up everything. I mean, there's nothing she hasn't screwed up.
Okay, all right. Now, your support. All right, so Ryan is gone. You attacked McCain today as well because he was mad about the tape thing. If you're elected president, you're going to need
you want to hear
these
McCain?
guys. Well, I know you're going to wail on him.
Desperate to get, no, he was desperate to get my endorsement. I gave him the endorsement because he needed it for the primary. And frankly, he ran against a very, very good woman. I feel very badly I gave him the endorsement, but that's okay.
All right, but he just didn't like
my endorsement. He easily wins his primary. And then all of a sudden, he does the unendorsement thing.
He didn't like the tape thing.
He's never heard, I'll give me a break. He's never heard salty language before. John McCain, who has probably the dirtiest mouth in all of the Senate, has never heard, he talked about lewd. It's lewd language.
Can I ask the question, please? If you're elected president, you're going to need McCain and you're going to need Ryan. You're going to need these guys.
They'll be there. Hey, they'll be there. I would think that Ryan maybe wouldn't be there. Maybe he'll be in a different position. But McCain will be there. They'll all be there.
And you think they're going to all cooperate with you after you're trashing them?
I get along. I know you don't believe this. Well, I get along with you for 20 years, so I guess I can get along with anybody, frankly. But to be honest with you, Bill, I get along with people. And I think you know that maybe better than anybody. I don't know what good it does. I'll get along with them.
I don't know what good it does to trash people. You can say, I disagree. I wish they would endorse me. But to trash them, I don't know what good that does.
Because he was begging for my endorsement. People are calling. His friends are calling.
Be the bigger man.
The first sign of a little bit of difficulty, he unendorses.
All right.
I wouldn't want to be in a foxhole with a lot of these people. That I can tell you.
But McCain's a brave man.
Including Ryan.
He's a brave man, McCain.
By the way, including Ryan, especially Ryan.
I got that. Okay. Now, when we come back, we're going to hold you over. I want to think back. What's the most important thing you said in that debate?
Well, I think a lot of things, but I would say the most important thing I showed in the debate, and as you saw, virtually everybody other than, some crooked polls said that we won the debate easily, was that Hillary Clinton, after being there for 30 years, has done practically nothing except talk. She won't do anything.
All right, so that was the most important.
She won't do anything. To me, that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Because she talks about health care, child care. She talks about everything. But she never does anything. You look at the bills she passed, a few naming projects. She named a couple of buildings or a highway or something. She did practically nothing. Hillary Clinton has been there, and she criticizes, and she says what she's going to do, but she never does anything.
But she got some stuff. To be fair, after 9/11, she did a fairly good job representing New York and getting things in here that the families needed and the victims needed. But I want to go to
Well, she's not getting credit for much, I can tell you that. People think she was a lousy senator. She came in on the basis that she was going to fix upstate New York and create 200,000 jobs. And guess what happened? Everybody left.
Okay. Now, Hillary Clinton, just putting aside the compliments that she gave your children and by extension you, did she say anything in that debate? And, trying to be fair here, that impressed you? Anything? Did she have any point of view that was worthy?
Well, I'm sure she said a couple of things, Bill. You're asking me about the debate. I don't think I was extremely impressed with her performance. One thing I will say, right after the debate, they left and they said, oh, Donald was in her space. I never walked near her. I was at my lectern, and all of a sudden she walks right over to me, stands right in front of me, and the next day I read that I was in her space. I watched Lazio lose a debate because he went over to her and stood over her and handed her years ago, I guess, when they were running for Senate. Rick Lazio, nice guy, but he stood over and he took a lot of heat for that. So smart guy.
I thought it was a bogus issue. I said it last night. I didn't say.
No, wait a minute, Bill.
No, I said there wasn't any.
She came into my territory. She came into my territory. I was standing at my lectern.
Right.
And all of a sudden, from nowhere, she walks right in front of me. So I never walked near her. She stands right in front of me. The next day, I was in her space. I was standing at my chair, at my lectern. So this is typical Hillary Clinton. She's a phony person.
All right, but it was the press that did it, and it was ridiculous. The whole thing was ridiculous.
No, it was the Hillary Clinton camp that spun the press, and the press is an extension of Hillary Clinton. I mean, it's part of the rigged system. The press is a total extension of, look, if Hillary Clinton didn't have the press, she'd be right now, she wouldn't be running. She would have lost immediately. But if she didn't have the press on her side, and it's a total fixed job, if she didn't have it, she'd be at 10% right now. Nobody wants her.
When you see how you're being treated not only by the national press, but say Saturday Night Live, you got Alec Baldwin now doing you, Kate McKinnon doing Mrs. Clinton. Do you feel that it's coordinated? There's no doubt that most of the press, and I said this from the very beginning, you'll remember, I told you that the day you announced that you were going to get hammered personally, not just because of your policies, just because they don't like you, they don't think you're worthy for this job, all of that. They
don't like what I stand for.
Well, yeah, that's too, but it's more you.
They don't like what worthy. I mean, look, I'll compare my IQ with anybody, okay? So they don't like.
But if you compare you to Romney,
they don't want borders.
They didn't like Romney.
Excuse me.
But it wasn't as personal as it against you. It's personal against you.
Well, I'm very proud to say they say this is the all-time pylon in history in terms of.
So my question is it coordinated? Do you believe it's coordinated?
Hey, Bill. Yeah, I do think so. Before I ran, I used to get great press. In fact, my wife said the other day, she said, you used to never get a bad story. Well, I got some, but I got very few. Now I have I can be on the front page of the New York Times in 3 different stories, and every one of them is a hit job. And you understand that. No, it's a very unfair press. But I knew it would be bad. I didn't know it would be this bad. I used to talk. I said, boy, am I going to get hit. Because I stand for strong borders. We have to strengthen up our country. We're not going to have a country if we don't have borders. And people are pouring across. By the way, ICE and the Border Patrol guards, Border Patrol agents, just endorsed me. 16,500 agents plus all of ICE.
But you missed an opportunity.
No, ICE was last week, Bill, just so you understand.
You missed an opportunity because in the WikiLeaks exposition, apparently Hillary Clinton said to a bunch of Brazilian bankers that she wants open borders. I thought you were going to hammer that all day long in the debate. You didn't.
The problem is, Bill, I would hammer it, but the press doesn't pick it up. The press is hardly even talking about WikiLeaks. You know that. WikiLeaks is amazing, the stuff that's coming out. It shows she's a real liar. She said, well, you have to say to the public and you have to say to your donors different things, okay? The press doesn't even pick this stuff up. You look at, where have you seen it? They hardly write stories about it.
It got overshadowed by the Access Hollywood stuff. I mean,
no,
on Friday night.
It wasn't overshadowed.
Well, let me just tell you. On Friday night.
Just
let me tell you. On Friday night, I'm sitting here doing live show. I got WikiLeaks all day long on my show. And then all of a sudden, an hour before airtime, this Access Hollywood thing explodes. So everybody's running around like this, bum, 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 and the story got buried. And so that's what happened on that one.
Bill, they should be speaking about what's going on in WikiLeaks. Just today, just before I put this on and stood before your cameras, they have incredible stuff coming out even today. In fact, as soon as I'm finished, I'm going to read it, but it was incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's
you
about
pick it
the
up. Fox
coalition.
picks it up, but nobody else is picking it up.
Well, we report it.
CNN, which is totally crooked, you know, the Clinton News Network. CNN, first of all, their ratings are terrible. I don't know if you've seen
They're
their
doing
ratings.
better because they're on Hillary's side and all of that. But you're right. I'm not going to dispute
They're
the
not doing
fact
better.
that
They're doing badly in the ratings.
80% of the press doesn't want you to win. That's a lot, 80%. But you always have a forum here, and I think Fox News is giving you a fair shake. Would you say that's accurate?
I would say, yeah, I would say Fox has been pretty good. Your guys in the morning have been fantastic. You've been fair. I wouldn't say you're the greatest, but you've been fair. I think Fox has been over. No, you have some great people. Sean Hannity is a great person. You have some great people, and you have some people that, frankly, don't treat me fairly.
All right.
But you've been fine. I'm not going to jump up and down.
I appreciate you coming on because, look, you gain currency coming in here because I'm not.
I do?
Rooting for anybody. I'm asking you the hardest questions I can ask you, and you sit there and you answer them. And guess who doesn't answer
I
them?
do.
Guess who doesn't answer them?
Let me guess. Is it crooked Hillary?
I would never be disrespectful and call her that, but she should.
Yeah, well, that's what she is.
She should.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate your time, Don.